The Articulates get ready to hit the stage as Martin works with his mom to put his life back together. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Beyond the Gates video. And in this one, I'm breaking down season 1, episode number 101. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Beyond the Gates content and conversations. And this episode was a pleasant return to the Black centered stories that we have come to expect, know, and love with Beyond the Gates. If you have watched my episode 99 and episode 100 breakdowns, you know that I have definitely been in a critical space as it pertains to this series. But this episode launches us back into a position where I think that we should stay and is a little bit better. Lighthearted, nothing too crazy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So as I mentioned, the Articulates are preparing for their concert tonight, and this is basically the lead up in this episode. We start the episode off with Vernon and Anita having brunch at the country club, and she is approached by their agent who is helping put together the reunion concert and asks her to do a solo at the concert, to which she immediately declines. And I'm like, okay, Anita girl, we are learning, thank God. Now we come to learn when she comes back to the house to find Chelsea kicking it with the other Articulates after reworking their costumes because they were terrible, doing an impromptu interview and helping the morale overall, that she did say no to the guy, but Vernon said to be respectful of the agent, it would be best to bring the question to the group. Now, by the end of the episode, we don't find out what their answer is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if their answer is no, especially since they have been so adamant about the fact that Anita went solo, ruined their entire lives, ruined their careers, kept them in a tumultuous hold for the last 30 years where they couldn't progress and they felt abandoned and betrayed, and they had this goofy ass vendetta against Anita all this time specifically because of that. I would rather her set up a solo performance later on. For God's sake, she lives in this DC area, so she could do a concert at the country club, at the Howard, where I don't think it's the Howard Theater, but they speak about the Howard, which is, I think, a nod to the Howard Theater in DC, which is a really lovely venue. But she could do that anytime. She don't actually have to do that on the Articulate stage, whether people want to see it or not. I think that if Anita wants to cement her true intentions and really kind of show and prove, like, yes, this is about y'all, this is about us as a unit and not necessarily me, I think the best thing to do would be for her to not do the solo and to keep it centered on these two ladies so she could ship their asses back to Chicago after they finish and go on about her life. But for some reason, I feel like she's going to wind up doing a solo, and it's going to include the family, and who knows if that's going to launch us back into another resentful spiral, because I still think both Sharon and Tracy are still harboring animosity, even though for the most part they have thrown up the white flags thus far so that we can actually get to the concert. Now, as I mentioned, Chelsea stops by because she was supposed to be doing an interview, I think, with all of the Articulates, but Anita wasn't there. And in the meantime, in between time, she's able to take a look at their fashion looks and very quickly work with the seamstress to restyle those, which helps. And I like the place that they have the Chelsea character right now, between her relationship with Madison and how she's better navigating Allison and then using her for the fashion stuff in these ways. I feel like it's more authentic and it's a little bit more believable. I really kind of struggle with Kat in this episode. She invites Samantha over to like talk social media and promo for one of their bags. And the way they talk about the launch of Chelsea Cat, whether it was from like the fashion show with that like one of a kind purse that they never really launched, they just had at the fashion show, and then this tweed one that they have now, and then this box, I'm just like, they feel like it's all so damn gimmicky. And I feel like how they even use Chelsea as a social media star, it feels very trite and shallow. And I don't think that it gives credit to the amount of work that it takes to be an influencer or a content creator in the digital age. But that's coming from a person who operates in the space and who is a full-time content creator. So I know, so like seeing, Kat come up with this like very surface level, in my opinion, campaign for Samantha to prance around Georgetown with this purse and doing a day in the life, but they haven't actually established what Samantha's following like. Where does she stand in reference to Chelsea? Because when we first are introduced to Samantha, she's looking up to Chelsea. She loves that she has all these followers and this and that, which leads us to believe that she doesn't actually have a following of her own. And it doesn't just work like that. Like, especially now, you don't really, like, viral things happen, but you don't randomly decide to go post up being a pretty girl with a purse, especially a pretty black girl with a purse in the middle of Georgetown, and then immediately everyone just like loves it and you get thousands and thousands of views. It's still a little bit more strategy that comes into play and a lot more work. But I feel like a lot of the times when they're discussing, just the social media aspects of it, it's a lot of throwaway. Oh, we're going to do this and it's just going to work. And it's like, most things don't work from one content creator to the next. Like, you do 20 things and maybe 2 actually hit. So like, I wish that was a little bit more realistic, but beggars can't really be choosy at this point. As long as they're not centering white faces in this black world, I think that's pretty much all I can ask for in this moment in time. Now, we also get to see Naomi have a conversation with her mom in this episode, to which she reveals Bill's part in the death of a person, which catches Dani completely off guard. And because the Articulates concert is tonight, I think that is why she's not storming over to Bill's house and busting through his door ready to check his ass about that. She's more focused on running into the session that Martin is having with his mom and getting them ready for the concert, even though both Nicole and Martin were planning to skip it. And I love it. It's like, I love some of the dialogue and like how they use $1 million words in this show. Like, that's one of the things that I absolutely love about it, and it's making me want to like really flesh out my vocabulary. So when Dani's like, delayed petulance is the problem, and I'm just like, what? But the context clues tell you, like, when she says, this is what happens when you don't act out when you're young, you start to act out now. And in a moment, Nicole responds, a little civil disobedience won't hurt mom. And it's just like, I love that particular point of that conversation, because that is so true. Like, this is what I've been saying about the Nicole character, as everybody been filleting her ass in this season of their lives. Like, she has done everything right. She has done everything that people asked of her. And then now y'all mad and want to cry that she got an attitude about you excluding her and not meeting her loyalty, her focus, her devotion with equal and honest loyalty as well, by divulging to her the things that she needs to know, specifically about her child in this case. So the fact that Nicole is in a space of like, I ain't going to this damn concert, she'll get over it, I'm just like, well, I can't be mad at her. But Dani does wind up talking her and Martin into going and playing up all the pros of it. And while this is happening, that is also intercut with Tyrell over at the Brownstone trying to talk Smitty into going. And he's not doing a great job of it until Mr. Vernon Dupree comes and gives a private, personal, tailored invite from the desk of Anita Williams, who definitely wants Smitty there. And I love that Smitty doesn't really back down. Like, Smitty has a couple little snide remarks about how Martin is willing to do whatever for his grandfather. Which has included, too, that we know, lying about things that have happened. And he throws that into Vernon's place. And I'm like, absolutely, because you have a reason to be pissed about this. He interceded into your marriage and created secrets that didn't need to actually be there and robbed you of an opportunity to show up and be there for your husband. So absolutely. But I also understand them wanting to still present a strong family unit and a strong front. So I'm glad that Vernon actually came to invite him. I do think that Smitty is going to wind up coming to the concert, which will be great. I don't think that anything is going to happen overnight. Like, Nicole was telling Martin in their session, it's going to take baby steps. Like, don't try to rush anything. And I absolutely love that Martin is actually having sessions with his mom, because this is what he should have had all along. Yes, the murder of that man was a traumatic experience, but the longer we go and the more we see, I think that the secret became the most traumatic part of it, right? Because the murder in and of itself was self-defense or self-preservation. You can kind of like rationalize that, right? Like, you can find a place in your heart to basically, forgive yourself for that, because had you not did what you did, maybe your grandfather or you would not be alive today. And that provides a little bit of perspective for a person in their mind. But I think that the part that really tore Martin up and really exasperated like the nightmares and the visions that he was having was that he also was carrying a secret from his mother, from his partner, and it wound up aiding him for at least for the last 2 years being a more deceitful person. So this one big lie allowed for you to also move in a way where you were given little lies. And to Martin's point, he calls out like, Smitty didn't throw me out because of the murder. He threw me out because of all of the lies and the secrets. And I'm like, yes, exactly. That to me created a bigger internal rift, internal conflict for Martin. And I love that they're getting to it. And to my point, like I have been saying in these past videos, this is all Nicole has been wanting to offer for her son and be there and provide for him. And her parents robbed her of doing this for her son. And I hope that everybody can see what's playing out now and stop judging Nicole so damn much for how she responded, because I think that she was, again, 100% right in how she responded. Now, Naomi keeping this damn secret from Jacob and then talking to Dani about it, that's one thing. I think that it's a very tricky and slippery slope. I did not like when Dani said you have to show people that a stable relationship is possible with the Duprees, because none of their relationships, none of their interactions, none of their lives are supposed to be a performance. And I'm not saying that Dani meant it to sound like that, but that I think is one of the biggest problems with the Duprees. So much of how they govern themselves, so much of how they move, and so much of how their decision making plays out is tied to their public perception. And Dani leaning in and saying like, show people that a stable relationship can happen with the Duprees puts the onus on Naomi to keep this relationship together, or to maintain what her and Jacob has for everyone to see, and not for the bond that they actually have. Like, y'all have something to prove and you don't. They're together because they love one another. They're together because they feel like they will be the best partners for one another, that maybe they make each other better, their lives are improved because each other is in it. And that to me should stay the center of your relationship, not you trying to show and prove to anybody, whether it's anybody outside the family or even inside of the damn family. Like, yes, y'all being lauded as the couple that is actually goals and it can stay together, but they're also giving you this like this badge and ultimately this task while asking you to hide something from your partner, which is going to strain that relationship, which just puts us in another cycle similar to what Martin has experienced with Smitty. It's like, have we not learned? And I'll leave it there. Y'all let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below. I'm sorry I'm late with the video. I will be doing a video on my personal channel to explain what is going on with me and why I have had such delays in videos being posted, as well as a little bit of low energy, which some of y'all have called out in the comment section. Just know I'm a person just like y'all are people, and things happen. Life really be lifing, and I'm doing my best. I thank everybody who consistently returns and continues to support, listen to my breakdown, share your thoughts in the comments. I hope to be back to myself, or maybe even better, soon.